Yeah, welcome to FX Panel Global Limited. Today is 2nd of October 2022, and this analysis is for the week of first week of October 2022 from 3rd of October to 7th of October 2022. So and today we'll be looking at all the major pairs. We'll be also look at GBPJPY, USD. We'll have to look at gold, Nasdaq, and US30, and also all the major pair and as well as dollar index. So let's go straight up to what we have for today. If you've not subscribed, kindly hit that subscription button and also like and share, especially among traders who are struggling. So this is our analysis for the week. As you can see, this is dollar index, and this dollar index, what I'm looking at that will happen in this dollar index is, as you can see, just the same way we projected last week, it played at 100%. So right now, what we're looking at now is, now we have seen it enter this fair value gap. We want to see them take away this sell stop liquidity down. Once this sell stop liquidity is taken out down, we'll be looking at this market pulling back to the upside. And at least we would like to see them come up and trade into fair value gap and partly get mitigated by this particular order block. Why? Because this market has actually changed character. You can see change of market character that's actually pulled back. We want to see them get to this level before start expecting to come to a downside. So this is what we'll be expecting on dollar index. So we'll be expecting that to trade into to come down, take away this sell stop liquidity, and then come back to this particular FVG and possibly get mitigated by the particular unmitigated order block, and then come down to this level. So this is what I'm looking at for this week. If market changes, will update us as time goes on. And for EURUSD, EURUSD want to see them go to the upside, take away this sell stop liquidity, and get mitigated by the particular order block that you have here in 1 hour, and then come back down to trade into this FVG that you have in 3 hours, and then or possibly tap this other block that we'll have here, then I'll be on the buy side. So, but for now, I'm still expecting these guys to give me this particular setup for the week. Then the next one is we'll be looking at GBPUSD. GBPUSD, I want to see them go to the upside, take away this sell stop liquidity, buy stop liquidity that is up here, then get mitigated. Then I will expect them to come down to come and trade into this fair value gap that we'll have here and fill this imbalance that we'll have here. And once they filled it, I'll be expecting to see them go to the upside, and that is what I'll be expecting from this particular trade. And we're going straight up to gold. What we'll have here in gold is I'm expecting gold to come down because we'll have a kind of a fair value gap, a very small fair value gap on 4 hours. We want to see them trade into this fair value gap and then pull back and trade into 1 hour fair value gap and then come to downside. So we would like to see them come down and come and enter this fair value gap that we'll have here before we go to a buy side. So this is what I will be expecting from this particular pair. So I want to see them trade back into this particular fair value gap. Then I look for buy side to the upside to take away all this liquidity that is resting above here, which is the trend line liquidity that we'll have up here. So I'll be expecting that to happen. Once that happens, I will have a good setup to go to the upside because I would like to see them come and take out this liquidity to the upside. And next thing again, I'll be looking at is this. I'll be looking at USD, AUDUSD. AUDUSD, I want to see them come to the downside because there's a fair value gap here. So they should trade into this fair value gap and flush this low, take out the previous low, which is the sell stop liquidity, get mitigated by the physical order block. I will expect to see a quasi-mode pattern here to go to the upside. And once it's trade into this fair value gap, depending on how this market push from here to here, if there is a kind of a fair value gap that has been created, I will expect them to trade into the FVG, then to go to the upside. So this is what my expectation would be on this particular pair. Then I'm going to USDCAD. USDCAD, I will be expecting market to take away this stop liquidity, this buy stop liquidity that we'll have here. As you can see, that is 4 hours fair value gap here. All right, so I would like to see them trade into this fair value gap, then push down. But before they trade into the fair value gap, I would like to see them trade into this FVG to trade up here. Then from this level, then I'll begin to expect them to give me a kind of a quasi-mode pattern to come down. Then I will follow them to downside to come back to this particular pullback. So I'll still be expecting these guys to give me this particular setup for the week. Then the next one I'm looking at now is USDCHF. And USDCHF, I want to see them trade into this fair value gap, which they're already in there slightly. So I would like them to take away this previous high here, then flush down. As I comment that they should trade into this fair value gap that we'll have also here, we'll have a smaller fair value gap here. So once they trade into this FVG, I would like to see them flush up to get mitigated by the other block here. Then I begin to expect them to come to the downside. So that is what I will be expecting from this particular pair. And the next one is NZDUSD. NZDUSD, I will be expecting to see this guy trade into this fair value gap and then flush down. NZDUSD, this is actually what I'll be expecting until I see them enter this daily fair value gap. My bias will not be on the upside, except there is a shift candle here that created a kind of an FVG before I begin to change my bias. But for now, my bias will be on the downside. For Nasdaq, what I'm expecting to see in Nasdaq is my bias will still be to the downside on Nasdaq. So I would like to see them pull back. I would like to see them pull back, all right? Pull back, then take away this liquidity and possibly come back here before going down. But if I see them that depending on what they've given to me, if they give me this, once they take away this liquidity, I'll expect a pull back to this upside, and still my bias will still be to the downside, because this is actually what I'm still expecting. Why? Because market has not really given us any indication that they are actually reversing here. So we'll still be looking forward to see a pullback, then to take a sell. So we'll have a smaller and low risk stop loss. Then also another one is US30. In US30, I will be expecting the market to still go to downside. So, but I will expect them to pull back. If you go to 1 hour or the 1 hour time frame, you see there is a 2 hours time frame. You see that there's a fair value gap there. All right, so once they trade into this fair value gap, I will expect to see them flush down to this level before any push to the upside. So and the USDJPY has been here for a very long time, and as you can see, a lot of buy stop liquidity is up here. All right, and there is 1 hour OB here. So I will be expecting this guy to shoot to the upside to take away the buy stop liquidity and get mitigated by the other block here. Depending on how the movement goes to the upside, then I will know. But for now, I will be looking forward to go long on GPJPY, except I see a shift to downside, all right, like a shift like this down to downside. And I want to see them trade into the fair value gap. Now go down with them. And based on based on experience, what I'm actually expecting to see these guys do is to do a little stop hunt to the upside, then a little push to the downside. All right, that is. But for now, I'll be expecting them to go to the upside. Then I'll be looking at GBPJPY. GBPJPY, we will analyze this GBPJPY last, and as you can see, it played out as we analyzed. We see it has to enter this fair value gap on 4 hours. On 4 hours, so it did enter the fair value gap, all right, with a wick. So we took buy to the upside. I'm seeing this particular trade to the upside. All right, so we'll see expecting to go straight to the upside. Instead, we start seeing the breaking through in lower time frame to go to the downside to fill this FVG. And even if you fill this FVG, the worst they can do is to come down to this particular level here. All right, then we'll still go to the upside. That is this. Talking about this. So they've entered this fair value gap. So I will expect to see a push to the upside. All right, the push to the upside should take away this liquidity. And then if I see anything like them coming back down to this level here, I will still go to the upside with them. So all the bias is still to the upside, right? So that is what I will be expecting from this particular pair. And that is what we'll draw the curtain for today's analysis. Please remember that trading is business, and stop gambling. If you are gambling, you have to make sure that you have your trading plan, you have your trading journal, and you have your checklist before you take any trade. And also, don't overtrade, don't add to negative trade, don't trade without stop loss. Thank you very much, and do have a perfect trading week.